Iyekekpolor is a public health professional, social entrepreneur, and human-centered designer. He is the founder of Youlead project, a social enterprise which impacts knowledge of professional work skills and the core message of leadership, excellence, action, and dedication to a visionary life, and the Chief Executive Officer of Youlead International, a professional development and consultancy agency. He is a 2017 recipient of the Google Angular Scholarship, a 2018 Commonwealth Purpose Fellow, and a 2019 CC Hub Human-Centered Design Fellow, a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation-funded program. He is a global citizen, a volunteer in the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, and a strong advocate for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 3, 4, 5, and 17, with noteworthy projects across 3 states in Nigeria. He has been actively involved in strengthening routine immunization projects, maternal and child health programs, effective disease surveillance and disease outbreak responses to about 10 local government areas in Nigeria, working with the World Health Organization and the Epidemiology Unit of the State Ministry of Health Ogun State. He has also worked on several major projects as a consultant in the national level with the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, among others. He is set on developing and deploying effective health systems, quality e-learning education structures, professional development for young graduates in Africa, with the application of innovative solutions, partnerships, business intelligence development, and collaboration by 2032. As a firm believer in the message of personal leadership and purpose discovery, he is currently sharpening his front-end development skills while striving to build a growing network, personal and professional life design programs for young people globally. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Martin Iyekekpolor, founder of Youlead Project.
Hello everyone, good evening. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just drop an emoji. Wow, thank you, Pleasant. Thank you, Mr. Ansel. I was amazed at everything Mr. Ansel dropped this afternoon. Mr. Ansel was super amazing. At the point, I couldn't even take it anymore. I laughed so hard because much of the things he said were so amazingly true that you can hardly miss them. So, we are about to wrap up, but then I'm going to deliver some very simple basic truths that have been the core of my life so far. And we'll be talking about the code of purpose. But before I go, I want to thank Mr. Gabriel, Mr. CI, Miss Praise God, Mr. Plico, everyone here present. Tomorrow is going to be amazing. But let me start from that because it's important that you understand that. Tomorrow we're going to have a section on life design. We're going to do practical stuff where you have to work with your pen and your paper, probably on a mural link online, and then you have to draw some things for yourself. And then you go into a section with Ibrahim Oredola, and it takes you on skills like CV writing, being the man for the job, and stuff like that. And at the end of these 2 days, there's something that's said to happen, and that is you would have magnified some certain truths, and then you would have placed some things in the right perspective. Okay, a couple of things have happened over a period of time for me personally, and 21 days ago, about that, I lost my foster mom while I was preparing for this program. And I'm still here. I'm still here because life must go on. We must keep moving and we must continue. And so this afternoon, Mr. Gabriel, please help me with the projection for the code of purpose. Are we ready? All right. If you're ready, drop your emoji. All right. Good. Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. Perfect. Okay, put it in the presentation mode. Yes, thank you. And then my cue is when I say design, you just move to the next slide. So design. Good. Now, there is a man that no one actually remembers. The man is the man everybody forgets. Nobody remembers his name, and that man can be your dad. That man can be your uncle. That man can be anybody. That man can be the man standing every day beside the road, directing the traffic. That man can be the man responsible for the power supply in your area. That man can be anyone who forgets what life is really about. And so nobody remembers the man that forgets what life is really about. Nobody remembers him. Because the truth is, the world will always forget, but someone will remember. Someone will remember. Now my foster mom is gone. Probably some persons are going to forget because they don't even know her. Probably they didn't even see her or anything. But I will forever remember. I will forever remember. Someone will remember the impact you left on them. Someone will remember the impact you left in their space when you left this world. Someone will definitely remember. And so I need you to understand tonight that everything around you, Steve Jobs said, that you call life, was made up by people who are not smarter than you. Yes, because everybody is busy accepting and swallowing the norms of culture. Your mother tells you you have to graduate, you have to get married, you have to do this, you have to go to Lagos to hustle. You know, your dad has expectations for you after paying your school fees. Things that we should remember, because there's a man that no remember, and that man is the person who does not remember what life is really about. So that man can be you that is listening to me right now. It can be pretty cool when you forget what life is really about. And that's why we have this section, because we need to remember what life is about. And so trust me, in a very short time, we're going to run through a lot of things. And I expect your brain to be working all the thoughts, trying to get what you're supposed to do, because that's what life is. Okay, I don't know if Gabriel can hear me, but if you can, and please move to the next slide. All right. Realized in my life in a very that made me, these things are myths. These things that people have accepted and absorbed over the years, and these things are things that you also might have thought. The very first one is that thing. Yes, purpose is not a spiritual thing. It's not something, because purpose is actually a practical thing. It is not spiritual, physically, but then it is practical. It is at the base of every. Some people assume that purpose is like this. Purpose is you need to be able to write. Your purpose is about you writing and all and stuff like that. Your purpose is a mix of several things. Having lived a very short while, having interacted with people who have passed on, people who have walked in wisdom, I've realized that the truth is purpose is a mix. It is a blend of several things. And being a blend of several things that it is, purpose is not blue in color. There is no specific thing that purpose looks like. And so when you get to see your purpose, it's not going to be blue as you might assume. And very importantly, and so some people think that you have to keep You have to keep searching for purpose, but that is not true. Searching for purpose, because that is the wrong way to go about it. The right way to go about this is to understand that you don't keep searching for purpose. Something, get a paper, write down what you want to do in the next 5 years, what you want to do in the next 10 years. Amazing, amazing. I did that at a point, right? I did all of those things. Yes, practically I did them. But now I'm telling you now and straight up that you should understand that you don't keep searching for purpose. The world makes us think that we have to keep searching for it. No, no, no. Instead of keeping on the search for purpose, why not switch your attention to solving problems? Why not switch your attention to solving problems? Of problem avenue, that is where you find purpose. It is when you turn your attention from searching for purpose to solving problems that you actually find purpose in the middle of opportunity avenue. And so, I don't know who is presenting, but please, can you stop presenting? Someone else is presenting, and that person is not Gabriel. That person is not Gabriel. So the third myth that people believe is that you have to search for purpose. You have to travel to Lagos. You have to go far and wide and find your purpose. But no, that is not how you do this. That is not how you do it. Okay. Someone is presenting that's not Gabriel, so I'm actually trying to tell the person to stop presenting, please. That's Oyewumi. Thank you. Can you stop presenting? All right. Thank you. All right. There are other 4 myths that you can see. From that, people actually come to assume that basically there is this way, there is that way. We have to get ourselves ready. We have to get a job first, and then we have to think of what next to do. And then we have to, what else did they say again? We have to start a business. We have to go into entrepreneurship. We have to go into leadership. We have to study a particular course. That's the 4th one. They tell you, keep your education, skills, and career away from your purpose. Your purpose is a spiritual thing. You see why these things do not work? Because your purpose is not a spiritual thing. You do not keep your education, your skills, or your career away from your purpose. That is the reason for this conference being preached, and people believe it, and then they are making the mess of it. And when they realize that they cannot get a hold of their purpose because they are keeping it away from their career, so they become unhappy because their career is separated from their purpose. And then some other persons will come and tell you, there's a personality test you should take. There's a personality test, and when you take that personality test, you would find you take a couple of tests. I've taken a couple of these tests. Truth is, your personality test is not even how you find purpose. No personality test would show you your purpose. Now knowing that, okay, you are an advocate, or you are a jury, or you are sanguine, or melancholy, whatever. Well, take it or leave it. These are the wrong approaches to purpose. And you will keep finding yourself stuck in a rut every now and then if these are the things that you believe and these are the things that you have received and you have accepted. And then other people will come and say, okay, you have to read good books if you want to find your purpose. You have to read books by John C. Maxwell. You have to read books by all of them. You know their names. Well, I bet you will never find your purpose in this life by reading books. You will never. You will get enlightened, you will get insights, you will get, you get those basic things, but you are not going to find your purpose in books. You need to know your purpose is not written in another man's book. That is one thing that you must remember tonight. And so some people think that we have to read books. But no, I'm telling you now, it is not the books that you have to find your purpose within. You have to shift your attention from that. You must get that straight. You must understand that basically. And then some people think that once you find that purpose, then your problems are solved overnight. Everything is over, everything changes. That purpose is a straight line. My brother, my sisters, everyone, listen, purpose is not a straight line. Along the lines of purpose, you are going to lose loved ones. Along the lines of purpose, you are going to shed tears. You're going to lose jobs. You are going to lose jobs. You're going to even sack yourself from some of your jobs. You're going to fail along the lines of purpose. So purpose is not a straight line. It's not. So let's stop saying it is. No, 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 it is not. So these 7 key things, you must understand that these things are myths. They are beliefs that people have held on to for so long, but they are very wrong. They are so very wrong. Yeah. And so that's the reason we're having this section. So are you that person here and you are thinking in this pattern? You are thinking in this manner. You are thinking in the manner of purpose. You are thinking in the manner of all of those beliefs that we just explained. This is the reason you have to understand the code of purpose. Basically, I'm sure that most of you here are aware of 2 types of codes. Okay. This is the point where I need to be sure that you can hear me. Basically, there are 2 types of codes. If you can hear me, drop. Because I don't trust the code on which the network is running. Good. So, biologically, there is a code that allows your head to be shaped the way it is if you have a big head, right? If you have a big head, if you have a if you have a pointed nose, or you have a flat nose, or you have a dark skin color, the distance between your nose and your mouth, there is a code that shapes all of those things. That code is what they call DNA in biology. That is the code that we call DNA, right? But there is another code. It's the code that is in the phone you are using. It's the code that is in the computer you have. That's the code, the code of machines. So there is the human code, which the people call DNA, and then there is the code in machines that they call programming languages, HTML, CSS, and the likes. Okay, these 2 basic codes affect our life. And since the lockdown, these basic codes have continued, especially that of using technology. So you're using your phone to stream this meeting and you're seeing everything live. But now, there is another code that decides the journey of your life. There's another code that helps map out the path of your life, and that is the code of purpose. That is the code of purpose, and that is what we're going to be looking at right now. So to the next slide, Mr. Gabriel, the code of purpose. All right. That is the code of purpose. So if you can see the slides from where you are, you can just read it. You can screenshot it if you want and all. But then as I was looking at the statistics for unemployment in Africa, a couple of things struck me that I just would point out as I continue. I realized that in the 3rd quarter of 2018, okay, someone says she cannot see the slide. Mr. Gabriel, you can put up the slide so that they can see it. In the 3rd quarter of 2018, this is what happened. The population of persons, or the percentage of people who were unemployed in Nigeria, it actually went up by 20%. That's the 3rd quarter of 2018. And so before, it was 40% of the Nigerian population of over 200 million. And then it became 43%, according to the World Bureau of Statistics. That is what it became. And so that population, some people now go to, some people now go to apply, and they now say, okay, my skills, my course of study, what I know, what I am good at, my talent, my personality type is probably not good enough for some jobs. Probably I will not fit in as a management trainee because I studied CRS in the university, and only God knows what I can do with CRS. Maybe I should become a pastor. Okay. Um, Maybe that's what you are good at. Well, if you are going to find what you are good at and going to build your career on what you are good at, you have not yet understood the code of purpose. You have not. You have not. So, you want it to be safe. You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to be sacked. You want it to, just go gently, gently, and you realize that, okay, once I find my purpose like this, failure is gone forever. Well, that's not true. That's the reason why every one of you listening to me now, you may be feeling like, I need a job. I don't have a job. I don't have a relationship. So I am not happy because I don't have a job. There is no relationship. I don't even have the money I need. And so that is the major source of my unhappiness right now. But the truth is, not having a job, not having money, those are wrong problems. Those are very, very wrong problems. And like I said before, you don't keep searching for purpose. You search and solve problems. But now, the wrong problems are problems of, I don't have a job. I don't have a relationship. Those are two basic wrong problems. So, the code of purpose. The code of purpose is such that it is designed in every one of us. There's a moment where something gets activated. It's as if something has been dormant inside your brain and then it took pain to activate it. Probably a lot of us, it took a heartbreak to activate some sense in you. So you had to experience pain. You had to go through a particular kind of heartbreak so that you have sense, because that your code has been dormant. The code of purpose is in everybody, but sometimes it takes a shaking to bring it alive. And so some of us, it takes failure to bring it alive. Some of us will not have sense unless we fail first. And so when you have failed, you will now say, okay, since I am at the bottom of my career, since I am down, there is nowhere that is downer than this down. Because when a man is down, the only thing he thinks of in life is how to go up. That is what he thinks about. Now, this is it. The code of purpose is what everything runs on. It is what everything in life runs on. It is what your experiences feed off. It is what, and this code is very simple. It's a statement I've already made. I will make it again at the end. I will have to draw your attention to it. It is so simple that we ignore it, we miss it, we do not place emphasis on it so much. Because when things are too simple, we don't like it. We like things that are so hard. We like it to be so hard. And so we begin to tell ourselves lies, right? We lie to ourselves, okay, I'm all right, I'm fine, and okay, I still have some money in my account. Things are not that bad yet. I'm working now. I think I can afford some things, right? Those are lies we tell ourselves. Now, when you live life like that, it's like a system that is exposed without an antivirus. It will get infected. It will definitely get infected. Now, people are born, people grow up, and then they get social infection. One of the reasons right now in today's world as we speak, that is the major cause of problem for a lot of people, a lot of young people, is social infection. Social infection. Now, you are affected by your friends. You are affected by what they've shown you, what they are doing, what they are planning to do, and you think you have to do likewise. Because you are not careful enough to understand your own self. So you think you have to do like that, and that's how your life is supposed to be. Well, you think you have to marry like this. There's a way I should marry. My marriage should be, it should be the talk of the town. It should be something really, really important. It should be something very, beautiful. Yes, your marriage can be beautiful, but don't do it out of being infected by others. That shouldn't be the reason why. That shouldn't be the reason why. Also, we are all under a particular influence. The way we walk, the way we brush our teeth when we wake up, it shows the influence under which you are living your life. The time at which you take your bath, the way you scrub your body, that thing, that attitude you put to it is the attitude you will put to your job when you get it. Yes. And that thing is in your DNA. It is in your DNA. It is there. It is in your blood, right in there. And so I graduate, I want to move to Lagos, and I want to go and hustle. And so I think that that is what life is. So a lot of people come, and these are some of the things they say. Some persons will come and tell you there is no job in Nigeria. Some persons will come and tell you happiness comes from achieving your goals. Let's start with that one. Well, happiness does not come from achieving your goals. If you like, set a goal to finish a book and finish it today, right? The only thing that can happen to you is that you will feel this dopamine release. You will feel very pleasured, and it's going to last for like 5 minutes maximum. You're going to feel a huge surge of excitement. And then when that excitement is over, you sink back to your default state. So happiness does not come from achieving your goals. And so if happiness does not come from you achieving your goals, where does it now come from? Well, happiness doesn't come from anywhere. That is the truth. If you can't be happy with 5 naira that you have, you will not be happy with having 1 million. And there is a reason for that. If you can't be happy unemployed, don't think that you get happy when you start to go to the office. You will just get stressed and get weary. Trust me, 3 months, you will want to quit. You will want to quit. Because society has taught you to attach your happiness to a goal. And so I say to every one of you as we move on, cancel that connection. Disconnect yourself from attaching your happiness to the goal that you have set. Your happiness is not tied to your goals. Your happiness is tied to something. If I say it now, the session is over. Because it's one line. It's not one magic thing. It's just one line, okay? And so we're going to keep it to the end. Okay, and we're very close to the end. And so there is another thing that people say. They say that have a dream. Have a dream for your life. Have a dream for your life. Well, I don't believe in have a dream for your life. This is it. I believe that with just a single dream, anyone can become anything. But I don't believe in preaching the myth that people should have dreams and that is what life is made up of. Because a man who absorbs that information would get it wrong. Because when we say these things, we don't say the other part. That is what is wrong with even churches. Let's not even go there. That's what is wrong with even churches. They tell you this, but they don't tell you the second side. They just give you one side. They don't give you the second side. And there are two sides to everything. There are two sides to everything. And so what did I just say? I said that everyone is telling you to have a dream. Okay, what if you are having a bad dream? Should you leave? So it is not about having a dream, because some people have bad dreams. People have bad dreams. People have bad dreams. And so you see, the dream is not the answer. The purpose, your code of purpose or your purpose code is not in the dream you have. It is not. It is somewhere else entirely. But your dreams affect it. Don't get it wrong. Your dreams affect it. And so if I say have a dream, have a desire, then bring out the pen and paper, set a goal, you are finished. That is the formula for you are finished. Because when you do that, you start to feel at home. You think you have you have already succeeded. My brother, in short, after that section, you are going to fail. Well, it's true. We are all going to fail in some way. The truth is, we should accept that. We're all going to fail in some way. Failure is part of what makes life. It is part of what makes for success. I remember my first interview in 2016 in Procter & Gamble. I was just in 300 level. I don't like talking about it. I failed. I failed with pride. I failed with an excitement. I failed like a man on a mission. I failed so much that this is how it happened. I did interview stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. The company has 5 stages. I got to stage 4. So after that interview, they were like, okay, wait. We are going to give you feedback so that we can see if we can do your last interview and then employ you. You really did great. I was interviewed by 2 persons in one room. It was the first interview of my life. The first interview of my life. The first mistake I made was that they asked me a question. They were like, do you have any questions for us? You know what I said? I said yes, because that's the right thing to say. You say yes, you tell them you have the question, and then you ask them the question. And guess what I asked them? I asked them exactly what they asked me. They gave me a scenario at the last question, and they asked me if I was the facility manager, what will I do with this particular? At the end, and I said, okay, if you, the recruiter, you, if you are me, what would you do? And they laughed. They both laughed. They so laughed. I did not know that they were laughing that I had lost the job. Okay. So that was not all. And so I left. I went to the lobby and I waited. And then the next thing that happened was I was waiting. I met one of my schoolmates from Uniben there. She was doing internship. She just started a month before. The company is amazing. They pay so well that as an intern, man, you get so much money that you are just shocked that you can be paid like that. And so I told her, please, I want to see the HR. Can you help me call the woman and all stuff? I need to go home. I need to go home. Guess where home is at that day? Home was in Benin. Yeah, I was in Ikeja. I was telling the lady to go and get me the HR that I want to go home. What am I going to do at home? No. What am I going to do at home? Well, I had waited for hours. I felt like they had forgotten me right there. But I did not know that itself was a test. And so Baba carried himself, waited for the lady to come. And then the lady came and the lady was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't even remember that I left here and all. Like, I'm like, ma'am, I need to travel. I need to go. Baba was saying need to go. Baba was not going to do anything anyway. Well, the woman said, okay, no problem. We would send you an email of the outcome of the interview. And I walked. As I got to the elevator, as I pushed the button to the ground floor and I was about to go, I just knew that I had lost the job. Because it is a test of patience. And so not knowing cost me that opportunity. And so I walked out of that place with pride. I failed that interview with pride. And it's part of life, failing with pride. And so, yes, they now tell you, manage your course of study. Like, you need to manage your course, you need to study it, you need to graduate, then you need to move to Lagos or Port Harcourt, and then you need to hustle. Well, maybe that's what you want, but not me. Not me. Life answers to the way you call. Life answers to what you request. Everybody is moving and hustling, and the rat race is continuing and continuing. They have money, they can shop. Yes, they have money. And then they tell you the last thing, they're like, um, okay, now that we are here now that I don't have job, what should I do? And then their friends tell them, you need to start a business. Ah, okay, start a business. Well, starting a business is not bad, as we will see shortly. But the truth is, that is not where the key is. It is not in starting a business. Your meaning and your money are two different things. The meaning for your life and the money you have, they are not the same thing. The code for purpose is meaning. That meaning is what makes money make sense. See, if you are already making money, you need to have meaning. If you have not started making money, you need to have meaning. That is what will make the job make sense. That is what will make your waking up make sense. That is what will make everything you do make sense. You need to stop that rubbish of entrepreneurship. We all must sell something. If all of us are selling something, who will buy? Who will buy? No, no. Who will buy from everybody? Well, people will always buy because people always need this product. People will always buy. But if you cannot get meaning from what you are doing, you will soon be frustrated. You will soon be frustrated. So if you think that right now, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to have to get a job. A job in September, man, you're getting it wrong. This is what you should do. Um, Life is by design. I learned that last year. DESIGN. Life is by design. So the last words of my foster mom as she was dying, that morning before she left, we spoke and she told me, Martins, you have to decide. I already knew that. But it seemed like a last word. She said you have to decide what it is you really desire. And then you have to be determined, and then you have to be disciplined. I laughed and I smiled and I said, okay, thank you. And she didn't come home. And that's all I have in my head. But then I went back to my 2018 article I wrote for a company, and then I read it and I saw that I already wrote that life is by design. Decide what experiences from all the experiences of your life you want to select. Because you have good experiences, you have bad experiences, you will have it. I pray that you will not miss your experiences, because you must have good experiences and you must have bad experiences. You must cry, you must laugh, you must do everything that makes humans human. But you must be wise enough to select your experiences. You must be wise enough to select your experiences so you can choose to grow with them. So if you have selected your experiences and they are not allowing you grow, it is because probably you have not interpreted it properly. Like I said before, this is not the point where I'm going to say I have a book that you need to read. This is the point where I'm saying stop trying to find the way. No, you have tried that for so long. Why not make your own way? Why not make your own way? Leadership is no longer finding the way and showing the way or going the way. Leadership is now making the way first. You must make your way. That is where your skill comes. That is where we are going to trash tomorrow. That is where we're going to come with that design. This is where you sit down. You design your life. You design your job. You design your marriage. You design every single thing. Yes, you can have more than one type of life. You can have life 1, life 2, life 3, life 4. Because most of you are confused. You don't know what your talent is. You don't know. See, let me tell you, there is such a thing as being confused about your talents. They call it multi-potentials. You have so much talent that you don't know which one is really your talent. So you have tried writing, it didn't work. So you are thinking of trying comedy. Yeah. Well, the truth is, you are multi-talented. And that is not supposed to be a problem. It's supposed to be a strength. It's supposed to be something that fixes you. It's supposed to be something that you do and it helps you. And so, while I get set to wrap up, the code for purpose is design. God made us, put us here, gave us life, and He expects us to design every day the way we want it. Design every experience the way we want it. The experience you are having right now, the fact that this video is recording, was actually designed. It's actually designed. And so, this is it. Decide, experience, select, grow, immerse, and network. Because this journey of purpose that we are on is not going to end today. It is not. It is not going to end today. Tomorrow you will still be journeying. If you get to a point in your life, you will have to reevaluate everything you ever believed again. And you'll be like, okay, have I missed it? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What have I not done right? So far, so good. You redesign your life again. You redesign your life again. This is not a shortcut formula. This is the basic. This is the basic. You redesign your life again. And it's as simple as developing a new set of belief. You take facts. So all the myths I have showed you in this section, the strongest of them that is limiting a lot of us is the social infection. Social infection. Social infection. They think that I have to blame Nigeria for being a bad place. I have to blame the government for being stupid. In quote. I have to blame them. But what if I don't blame them? What if I sit down and realize that my peace and my happiness is right here, understanding that I am me and I can never be another person, understanding that it is about meaning first before money, understanding that the man that everybody would forget is the man that forgets the little things of life. What if I put attention to those things? What if I put attention to those things? As I get set to round up, I'm going to say this: you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to start a business. What I wrote here is, it is all about understanding your calling. It is all about your calling. Now, your calling is your service to humanity. Youlead project is my calling. I've worked with the World Health. I've worked with NPHCD. I've worked with Bill and Melinda Gates. I work with a couple of multinationals, and I can tell you it's all about your calling. In the end, you can be working and earning in dollars, but you have to put meaning into it. And so we're going to spend a lot of time establishing the core design pattern. That is what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to spend a lot of time establishing the core design pattern. It's going to be so brief and so fast that it's all going to depend on you and how you are drawing your own design. And so what is expected of you is that sit down and remember, what is the name of the woman that sold you bread? You don't remember, probably because it's not important. But that woman is important to someone else. Every one of you here is important to someone. There's somebody who treasures you so much. I treasure all of you so much. But there's someone who treasures you more than I treasure you, that I cannot even compete with how much they treasure you. And so if you die, we will miss you. And then if you accept what the world has placed on you, I'm so sorry, we'll also miss you. But then we'll have to continue our lives. If I die tomorrow, your life will continue. Your life will continue. And so I'm going to say it here, and I'm going to say it loud. There's a man that no one remembers. He's the man that copies every other person's life and forgets to live his own. There's a woman that no one remembers. She's the woman that got worried about what the social infection has placed on her and expects her to do, and she has lost her happiness in the little things she has. Don't be that person. Be the person who realized that the future is bright, the past was good, but we are here now. Do things without regret. Sit down, craft your CV, send it to a company, create meaningful experiences for yourself. You can sit down, listen to songs. If that gives you meaning, you can do that. You can communicate value. When you do these things with meaning, it makes sense. See, there's nothing like making money and having meaning. That is where life is. There's nothing like money plus meaning. That is the complete exposure. Man, that is the good life. Money and meaning. And so I'm going to ask one question. What if what you're supposed to do next now is to volunteer? Well, I want to say that a lot of people now think that volunteering is their escape route from depression. See, don't ever in your life start anything that you will not finish. Don't join anyone, don't join anything, don't enroll any course, don't go and take any skill, don't go and start any rubbish that you know you will not finish. Please, I beg you. I beg you, and I beg you so much. Instead of leaving things to lag and having things pile up, build things to last. Build things to last. This is the code of purpose. Finding meaning in the little things. Understanding that this is a process. Understanding that there is no end to this journey. So, Udoka is going to go back to the 7 myths slide again, and you're going to look at them again, and then you realize that they were not true in the first place. And so, Mr. Udoka, you can just scroll there for those who can tap on his screen, and you realize that it is not true. Your course of study is not the key. It is not. No, it is not. And so look at it again. Is it your course of study? Is purpose really spiritual, or is it practical? Is it meaningful? Is this relationship meaningful? Must I be in a relationship? Must I be there? Must you marry? Must you marry? Must you marry? Must question everything. Don't just come here and swallow everything or question everything. If it doesn't go well with you, drop it. Drop it and and don't pretend. Stop lying to yourself. Stop giving yourself headache and having sleepless nights. This is the code that runs us. There's a code running your machine. There's a code running you. That code is your purpose. Your purpose is a journey. Every time it is becoming. Happiness will not come from setting a goal. Happiness will only come from the goal. The goal and a goal are separate. In short, how do you know you don't have any clue about this purpose thing? You feel like there's a hole in your chest. How do you know that you have started a journey of purpose? Because I'm not going to say you have discovered purpose. No. How do you know you have started a journey of purpose? You feel like instead of having HOLE, you now have W in front of the H. That is WHOLE. You are becoming whole because you are beginning to find meaning, draw meaning from every day. So go from being in the hole to being whole. Go from being pissed to being at peace with yourself. Go from being confused to being decisive. That is what life is. Like Plico said, this is the charger. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the code of purpose. Thank you very much. So
Thank you so much, sir.
we would wait for any questions and any comments so far.
So if you have any questions, can you put them in the comment section and we would address them immediately.
So we can get started to wrap up.
Mr. Odoka, please, the previous slide. Someone needs the previous slide. Thank you very much, sir, for that amazing session. Are we going to assume that everybody understood and nobody has any question?
You better question everything you heard.
Okay, someone says, can you talk on the phrase, life is by design?
Okay. When you hear design, I'm sure you saw the flyer for this section. Well, yeah. That flyer was actually designed. Somebody sat down, drew it, built it, corrected it, and all. You have Gabriel there, you have Kemi there, amazing people doing amazing things. That's design. That's graphics design. But when you have life design, you have someone sit down. I think that's what tomorrow's workshop is going to be about. But let me just give you a tip, right? The D is for the summary of all your decisions, right? The summary of all your decisions that you will ever make. Whether it's to manage a course, because some of you managed your course until you graduated. I don't know. Keep managing it there. You want to even now manage life and manage the job. You see that you will just, God forbid, be unfulfilled. Well, it is about decisions first, and then it's about experiences next. So a man has decisions he has made, and a man has experiences he's having. Before you even made a decision, you're having experiences so far. Okay? And so it is your responsibility to select which of the experience, that's the S, which of the experience, okay, somebody insulted me or somebody sent me a rejection mail. It is your responsibility to select which experience should I make meaning from. All right. You got heartbroken. What is the meaning from this heartbreak? Select it. You're having pain. You will always have pain. I hope you know. You think somebody's going to wave a magic wand at you like, Pains be gone. Sorry, it's not happening. It won't. Okay? So you have to select. This selection happens in the mind. We have to select which experience. I cry though. I've been crying. I cry every night though. You can see my eyes. But I cry when I have to. I move on because I need to. Because she would not want to look back and see me crying because she's in a better place. She's, of course, definitely in heaven because I believe in heaven. So you select which experiences. Then you put yourself in the middle of the experience. That is immerse. You immerse yourself in an experience. The one that you know will give you the most meaning. You immerse yourself in it, absorb it so much so. For example, I am doing my youth service, and all they do in the office is give me Excel spreadsheet to analyze. And I realized that, man, I have to select my experience. Okay, that particular experience of analyzing the Excel sheets, it makes me angry because probably they always bring loads of it and they don't tell me on time and they just pack them on me. So that is a bad experience according to my interpretation, but I can reinterpret that experience. I can now say, okay, this experience can be meaningful. I can make the most of it. So I immerse myself into an experience, whether good or bad, make the most of it while I'm there. Now that you are stuck at home, no job, put yourself in fully, be fully unemployed. So that when you are employed, you will be fully employed. Okay, so immerse yourself in it fully, 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 so that by the time you are done soaking the experiences, you will grow. Your mind will have changed. You can write better. You can think better. Because thinking and living are two skills that are not in the curriculum of the school. But then you are expected to go to school so that you can live. Well, you won't learn that there. And so as you are growing, it is your responsibility to network because life is nothing unless you share it. So it is your responsibility to network. We'll look at these things in depth tomorrow. So responsibility to network, connect with people, share your experience with them like we're doing with you now. Share your experience with them, grow with them, connect with the one that is your significant other if marriage is your thing. Rightly, do it rightly. Break up if you want to. Break up if you want to. So you're not going to be miserable in your marriage. Now, network. Grow with that network. Because there are people better than you. There are people who know more than you. And yes, because everything you want is with someone else. That is why you have to network. So this is the meaning of design. I hope we understand. Tomorrow we'll trash it more. Any other question, please?
Yes, there was another question. Mr. Ibrahim, please could you send in your question again? I think I lost connection for a minute there, so I lost it. Mr. Ibrahim, please. Thank you. Looking back, sir, how do you think you passed that patience test?
Amazing. Oh, at least someone actually did listen. Nice. Okay. So when I did one of the interviews that gave me a Gates contract, a Bill Gates contract rather, I did not call. I did not worry. I didn't even text. I didn't even bother because I did it such that this was, let me tell you what actually happened. This time, instead of traveling to where they were and being impatient and telling them I have to travel back, probably because I don't live in Lagos, I live far away from Lagos. I told them I cannot travel down. I told them that I am not going to be able to travel, that if there is any other option, probably for a phone interview or a video conference, I would appreciate that. So my patience, first of all, had grown in the fact that I can comfortably tell you, this is what I can do, this is what I can take, this is what I cannot take. So I will not go and put myself in a condition where I'm tensed, I'm unrelaxed, I'm everything and all. And so funny enough, I sent the mail and then they replied and they were like, okay, we agreed to your terms. Let's do it on this day. Are you free on this day? I'm like, okay, I'm free on this day. So time, right? You do it like this. And then I went into that interview, spoke with the CEO and everything. And then recently, I think 2 days ago, I needed to do something for University of Washington. The deadline was passed, and instead of becoming impatient with the people that need to pay their money, all I did was I told them, okay, these are the terms, so we're not going to move on if you don't probably do this or do that. That means they needed to pay, they needed to fill their forms rightly and all. We discussed it. You bring everything openly, you expose yourself, you put yourself in a place where you're comfortable. You don't pretend that you can take what you cannot take. I can take anything. No, I cannot take anything. I can be patient, but I cannot take anything. I can wait for you to answer me. So, but I will make an effort. But I will not be running after you as if I don't have sense, or I will not be moving from one place to another without completing what I've started. So if I start something, I finish it.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Is there any other questions, please? All right, in the absence of any other okay, Sarah Brandon has a question. Can we see a question so we can wrap up very quickly? Thank you. We're still waiting for a question from you, Mr. Ibrahim.
Okay,
Sorry?
I think we're done
Okay.
because
He said, what would you tell yourself of 5 years ago?
what would I what? I
What
don't
would you
understand.
tell
Let
yourself of 5 years ago?
let's myself or 5 years ago. Oh, Ibrahim, I know why you're asking these questions now. These are questions you're supposed to ask me. You know where you asked me, but it's fine. If I met the younger me now, right, I would tell him, do not get the social infection, because that is the infection that will cripple you. If I met the younger me, do not wait for so long before you make a decision, because you might miss a very important opportunity. So these are two key things I'll tell the younger me of 5 years ago. That's precisely 2015. Yeah, that's all.
All right, thank you